Bonjour ladies and gents, welcome back. In this video I'm gonna talk about the two quarterfinals that played yesterday between Novak Djokovic and Pablo Carreno Busta, and the other one, the first match that played yesterday was between Stefanos Tsitsipas against Andrei Rublev. And the two of those guys advanced, of course, and that was Novak Djokovic and the Greek youngster Stefanos Tsitsipas, who has really been knocking on the door in the big tournaments. He has won the ATP finals. He was in the AO semifinal in 2019 where Rafael Nadal really schooled him and showed him how it is to be on the big stage with him and the other top guys. And to begin with, I will start with Stefanos Tsitsipas' performances against Andrei Rublev. He won in 3 straight sets, 7-5, 6-2, 6-3, very convincingly, and showed that from the start of the match that he really wanted to win this match, that he was the better player, because they met a couple of weeks ago in Hamburg, the clay court final there, where Rublev won. Stefanos was up 5-3, I think, in the deciding set and was serving for the match, but somehow he shot himself in the foot, and Rublev took advantage of that and came back and won the trophy. Stefanos crashed out in a room earlier the week before against Jannik Sinner, and in my opinion, I was gonna take him out for my preview. I was putting him in a quarterfinal, but then I said no, he won't go. I will take Chapo instead, and then I changed my mind again and had Stefanos as a quarterfinal candidate and Rublev as a semifinal candidate. Stefanos really showed and proved that he is top 5 now. So Stefanos has developed his game. He has started to be better on every department. He's more all-round. He still has weaknesses in his returns and backhand that he can improve a lot more, of course, during the upcoming years, maybe as soon as possible if you want to collect a couple of Grand Slams. But he's there. He's with the big guys. He's always the name that comes up when you do your top 8 list in Grand Slam events, and really showed why he will be on that list yesterday against Rublev, because from the start to the end of the match he was really the better player, except the first set where Rublev broke him and got this 5-3 lead, and then Tsitsipas served to hang on in the first set, but Rublev couldn't serve out, and Stefanos immediately broke him back and took 4 straight games and won the first set 7-5. He served tremendously good in this match. He won 80% of his first serves and 61 of his second serves. That's huge numbers. That shows that Stefanos' serve is consistent. That's something he had to grab on and continue with when he meets Novak Djokovic in the semifinal. And he returned pretty decent on Rublev's second serve. That was a key number here. He won 63% of Rublev's second serve and 34 of his first serves, and made, like, let me see here, 7 aces, 35 winners and only 17 unforced errors, and he converted 5 out of 8 break points. He was really on his toes when he got those opportunities. But how did Stefanos play compared to the other match that he lost in the quarterfinal room? He played almost similar, but this time he was smarter. He has done his homework, and he kept hitting and attacking Rublev's backhand and didn't give Rublev time to swing from his enormous deadly forehand. And when you look at the ATP circus, if you look at the top 50 or top 100 ranks player, every one of these guys has incredible consistent and technique, but the players that collect trophies are the one, of course, with those who are aggressive attacking player. They will stay on the top because everybody can grind nowadays, but you have to have something special. You have to do come up with a different format. You have to go around the box. You have to think outside the box. And Stefanos is one of those guys because he's a smart player. He's one of these 1, 2, 3 from every generation that you see that this guy is going to be a superstar. But he still has a little bit more to prove, in my opinion. If he can beat Novak, then he's a receive that this young, talented, upcoming future Grand Slam winner Stefanos is really a big force to count on. Because he really demolished Rublev in this match. He played perfect. He hit the ball clean. And he did that from both wings, both from his forehand and backhand, but mostly from his forehand. And his big flat serves, he served terrific in this match. And of course, he put the extra effort in his movement to hit this inside-out forehand that he did perfectly in this match. And he put a lot of pressure on, like I said, on Rublev's backhand with that shot. And he was approaching the net when it most mattered. And he really got a great job here. Because Rublev, you know, he's been a solid player since last year, in my opinion. And he has showed some great results. He has reached the quarter before in his career in the US Open. But if you look at his Grand Slam results, otherwise, he has this year lost to those guys that are in the next generation, that are the names that we count on winning Grand Slams in the future. And that was Alexander Zverev at the Australian Open. Rublev lost there. I think it was in straight sets. And then he lost, I think, again in straight sets against Medvedev at the US Open. Maybe he took a set from Zverev. I'm not 100% sure there. And then yesterday he lost against Stefanos Tsitsipas. So his losses has been against Zverev, Medvedev, and Tsitsipas. Those are the guys that he's going to compete in the future against when the big three retires. If some of them retires soon. But we never know. They will keep on doing and end their career on their own terms, I think. So we will see. But Stefanos, he's here. And he's going to stay here. And he has an interesting upcoming semifinal against who? Novak Djokovic, the ultimate beast. Pablo, PCB, couldn't tame the beast. Even though the match started up I don't think he was cautious, but he wasn't warmed up until 100%. He had some neck problems. He got these some medical help after the upwarming. He put some bandage or some sticker on his neck. It was a relief for him, but he really couldn't get into the match. He wasn't warm until after the first set. And we all know when Novak is warmed up and he's on top, he is a number world player in the world, because there is a reason why he's the number one player. Because the Novak I saw yesterday, don't look at the result that he lost a set. He lost the first set 6-4. Pablo did a great match, but Novak really served terrible in this first set. 40% first serves in, and unnecessary. I think it was unnecessary much of unforced. I think it was up to 9 unforced errors. But Pablo was solid. He didn't do something too special in this match. He just took his opportunity because he's a solid player. You don't beat him that easily. He has great shot tolerance, and he's very keen on not giving 3 points to his opponent that easy. You really have to work extra. And Novak was not disappearing like he has done that he can do. He was there, but he served just terrible, and Pablo took advantage of that, of course. And you have to, if you get those chances against a big stage player like Novak, you really have to take your chances, and that's what he did in the first set. But after that, Novak bounced back. He won 6-2, 6-3, 6-4. It sounds like pretty easy numbers, but this match was really high quality baseline duel, and Novak really showed why he's the main man to beat. Someone's gonna say, look, Nadal hasn't dropped a set, but his first round, I don't count them. And Sinner put up a little bit pressure, but he wasn't strong enough. He wasn't experienced enough to take out Nadal, or at least take a set. but he did a great job by all means. And now Stefanos is gonna face the Beast. And another great thing about that match against PCB, that both of these players moved fantastic on the courts. It was very hard for both of them to hit those spots and those openings to hit their winners. But through the entire match, if you count the stats, Novak won 72% of his first serves when his first serve was in, and 53% of his second serves in. And Pablo won 64% of his first serves in and 44% of his second serves in. Okay, great numbers by both of them, but we see that Novak was a little bit better server in this match. And on the return section, Novak won 36% of Pablo's first serves in and 47% of his second serves in. And Novak totally hit 53 winners and 41 unforced errors, and managed to convert 6 out of 13 break points compared to Busta's 3 out of 30, but I'm going to go into that later. And Busta should have returned a little bit better. He returned, he was successful in 28% of Novak's first serves and 39% of his second serve. Okay number, but a little bit, a notch higher, he would have taken this match to a fifth set. But when these guys play yesterday, those duels, those rallies, those high quality rallies, it was amazing to watch. Really, Pablo put up a pace, Novak put up the pace, and both of these guys swinged for their life. But Pablo was the one that struggled most. It was like a chess game. It was like ping pong on a tennis court. That's how they played time to time. But Novak is looking so scared because he's so control. Even though he plays he's in so much control, even though he plays so offensive. And PCB really had to put so much effort and energy to protect the baseline. And then Novak mixed up the game with a lot of drop shots. Most of them were very successful, and really tried to tie it out because PCB was there for almost the whole match. It's like Novak waited for this Spaniard to just put his head down or disappear, but Pablo was really there for the entire match. But it was those clutch moments that so significant to Novak's greatness, that he hasn't won 17 Grand Slam and I think it's 36 Masters or something by not be clutch. We know that he's so superior when it comes to that department. And he really raises his level when he gets in trouble and when he really, really needs those points. So, because Novak, if you saw the match, you saw that how Novak defended himself against Pablo's artillery from both wings. Because Pablo even though he's lost this match, I've never seen him that solid, rock solid in his entire career. I have seen him in live at Stockholm Open. He didn't play this good when he lost. I think he lost to Shapovalov or some guy. I forgot which year it was, or was it Tsitsipas? Either way, he has taken some huge step. He has really showed that he's a force to count on. He held an extremely high level in this match, and he was putting up so much pressure and pace from both his wings. His backhand down the line and his forehand killer shot that created many of those 42 winners that he did in this match. But he did also 29 unforced errors. That's a low number, but by all means. But Novak was the man that was the more clutch. And just look at the moments that were key moments in this match. Because if Novak is clutch, Pablo got brain freeze. He brain freeze in two times in this match. That was important for the outcome of the match. And one was when in the fourth set, he had break points against him. And what did he do? He approached the net. He had the easiest volley, forehand drive volley. But what did he do? He was trying to put it on the opposite side of Novak. And inside he put the ball in the corridor. That was a real brain freeze moment. And Novak broke. And in the game after, he was up, I think he was up 40-15. He had 2 break points in Novak's serve. But what did he do? He choked there. He didn't take the chance. It was a long game. It kind of going to either way. Novak did some unnecessary unforced errors in that game. Pablo could really have broken back, but he failed. And that was the clutch moments in that match. He wasn't clutch enough. And that's where he lost the match. Even though I think that Novak, if this match would have gone to a marathon 5-set, he would be there stronger. But Novak, it looked like Pablo could really take him out. But then Novak stepped up. He served great. He played offensive tennis when he really mattered, and he defended himself like a god, like a wall. You know, some of the points that Novak put back in play, other players would definitely have not put those balls back in play, to be honest. But Novak is Novak. We know he's so complete. He really doesn't lack of anything. So he's gonna take on the young Greek Stefanos Tsitsipas, and I'm gonna give him a semi-final preview because I'm not sure if I have time later. So I'm gonna give him he's playing Stefanos Tsitsipas for the 6th time. He has won 3 of those matches and lost 2. He won the last 2, the previous 2 matches. It was the final of Dubai this year. And he has won another final against him, and that was in Madrid, I think, where Stefanos beat Nadal there. So he's up 3-2 in the head-to-head. And Novak, he's chasing his 2nd French Open Grand Slam. He's in his 10th semi-final here. Great numbers, and his 38th Grand Slam semi-final overall. Huge numbers there. And he took the revenge from the US Open default, because Pablo on the paper, if you count out Adrian, is the only man that has beaten Novak. I think he's up 36-1 this year, or is it 38-1? I forgot the stats, but Novak is looking supremely solid. Don't look, because this was a real test. Khachanov match, a little bit test. Khachanov isn't the great player as PCB. He's not consistent enough as PCB, but he has glimpse of high quality tennis in him, Khachanov, but not supreme level. I think I hold PCB higher due to his consistency and due to that he can hit winners from both wings. Khachanov has 1 serve, and only the serve and his big forehand. Otherwise, he's very limited in my eyes, like similar to Matteo Berrettini. But the young Greek, because what will he had to do to beat Novak? He has to hold his serve like he has done for the tournament. He has only dropped 2 sets, and that was in the opening match against Munar. He has served so solid that he hasn't received many break points against him, and he hasn't been broken. I think for Rublev broke him once, but before that, I don't remember when somebody broke. I think it was the match before Dimitrov, but I'm not 100% sure. So he has to return better. He has to be offensive and creative, make room for his inside-out forehand to hit winners. He has to be aggressive, like I said. He has to be confident. He has to be the important thing, like Novak is, clutch in the biggest moment. He can't freeze like he did against Rublev in the Hamburg final. He has to really seize the moment when it comes to him, because Novak is gonna squeeze unforced errors from him. He's gonna play deep with his ground stroke. He's gonna put pace on the balls. He's gonna make Tsitsipas uncomfortable. He's gonna take time from him. He's gonna push him around the court. He's gonna mix up the game. When Tsitsipas at least knows he's gonna go for the drop shots, and of course he will return superbly, I think, Novak. So the young Greek has to be aware. Because we all know Novak Djokovic, he's the favorite in that match without a doubt. 60-40 in my opinion. Stefanos can take 1 set. This can even go to a 5-set if Novak disappears for like 5, 10, 15 minutes in each set. But if the match is tight, I think that Novak will be the winner in this match. And I have him as a winner in my preview. I really think that it's Novak's time this time. Novak will be the winner in that match, because if you saw how he played, he was superbly on the defense. He was aggressive and straightforward when he needed to. So Novak has not only he has 5 or 4 different levels of how he can raise his level and defeat his opponent, and that's why he's not the number one. The young Greek will have to wait for his turn. I think his journey ends now, but I will not be supremely shocked if he takes out Novak. He absolutely has the chance. He has the game. He is in his prime now. He has showed that he's a consistent player, and he is here with the big boys to compete. He's not just collecting ranking points and money from this tournament. He really is thinking that he can be a champion in the Grand Slam, and that's what we expect from extraordinary talents like the young Greek. I really hope that he can push Novak. And then onto the other semifinal. It's a familiar meeting between two great clay court players, the clay court player, the prototype of how you play clay court, the prototype of how to be a mental tough winner, the prototype of a consistent player, the prototype of how not to invite your opponents onto breakfast. Instead of inviting them, you eat them for breakfast. Every point in, every point out, everything, same damn year. How can a guy be so consistent like Rafael Nadal? Is he really a human? Is he an alien, or is he a robot? What is it? Did they make him in the laboratory? Sometimes I wonder, seriously, how can a guy be so consistent and so good? Is it that his competition are not good enough, or is this guy just inhuman? To be honest, in this tournament, I'm impressed, of course, with Rafael Nadal, because he wins his matches in straight sets. But first 4 rounds, not great or big test. He hasn't been tested yet. Sinner tested him a little bit, but Sinner was just there and just touched Rafael Nadal a little bit. He couldn't swing to the end, and that's why his great experience took care of him. His clutchness, of course, his consistency, his focus. But now he's going to take on Diego Schwartzman, a guy that really has impressed me, to be honest, very, very much. The way he took out Thiem. He showed with that roller coaster match that he was very close of losing that match. I think it was 2 points away in the 4th set tiebreak there, or when Thiem was serving when Diego broke back. But it was such a mess up match. It went back and forth all the time. So I was really mixed up in my head. So anyway, Diego and Rafa has met 10 times. Rafa won the first 9 meetings, and Diego he took a set from Nadal at the French Open. I think it was in 2018, or was it last year? I forgot. But anyway, he has showed that he can compete with Rafa, and he beat him super convincingly at Rome earlier this year, just before the French Open. He took him out in 2 straight sets, and then he lost the final against Novak Djokovic. So Diego has really showed he's a solid player. He returned good. He has superior ground strokes from both wings. He's hard to hit through. He has great movement on court. He can mix up shots. He's super fast. So if Rafael tries to go too many drop shots, he will probably eat that up. He's confident now. The surface with the low bouncing really suits his height. He can really outpunch you if you're not careful, and Rafa is aware of that. Rafa will make some tactical changes. I think he will not play as passive like he did at Rome. He will attack more, and he really wants to execute the points faster and not go into many different rallies, because Rafa even though he's one of the best the best clay court player in the world, and one of the best baseline players in the world, he really doesn't want to go in too many exchange of rallies with Diego, because if Diego get the momentum in the first set and wins that, Rafa will have big problems. But when he have reached the semifinal, he always wins the tournament, and this is Rafa's living room. Diego knows that, so it's a mental battle in the beginning, just to know that these guys has never lost here the tournament when he reaches the semifinal. So what can Diego really do to beat Rafael? And I don't think that he will beat him, because I think this goes either to 3 straight sets. Maybe he can take the first set from Rafael Nadal, but then he has to play like he did at Rome, and I'm not pretty sure that he can do that again. And he had a physical battle with Team, 5-set battle over 5 hours. I think it was 5 hours, 10 minutes, or 9 minutes, or if it was 8 minutes. But anyway, he showed that he has the mental toughness. He has the ground strokes. He has the movement. He doesn't have the serve. He has a creative side also that can really bother and surprise Rafael Nadal. But all in all, I think that Diego will be, I'm not gonna use that word, it's not appropriate, but Rafa is just the bigger guy here. He's just too physical. Even though I wouldn't be surprised, what if we have this unexpected scenario, if the Greek wins, Tsitsipas and Schwartzman? First of all, I will be very happy, but I think that most of the people want that dream final between Rafael Nadal and Djokovic. I don't know why. Usually I don't root for any of those players, but I really love their dedication, their expertise, their knowledge, their tennis playing skills. I can't deny them. Both are unique in their own way. Novak is unique that he's the most complete player. He's the clutch, mental beast. Rafa, the consistent king. How can a guy be so great day in, day out, year after year, when he has this competition? That's really marvelous. I'm really, really surprised and shocked, but not anymore. I was that in the beginning. I thought to myself, when is this guy gonna lose? When is he gonna lose? But we will see who will win on Friday. Now they have this well-deserved rest for 2 days. Some has more. We will see. I hope all of the 4 players are fit and fresh for the upcoming semifinal battles. And this was my recap and reaction video of the quarterfinal between Stefanos Tsitsipas and Rublev, and between PCB and Novak Djokovic, and my semifinal preview of these upcoming battles. I hope you enjoyed this video. Take care and bye bye.